in real life.
Damn it, I hate that dude. I still hate that dude. All right, we're live. We're live adjacent.
Hey man, he had our numbers a bunch of times. Even me, I was laughing the whole time. I just get mad at the snipers, man. I can't do the snipers. I'm still pissed about the snipers, man.
Bucket had me. Fuck the bucket, dude. All right, we're live. We're live adjacent. Hey man, he had our numbers a bunch of times. Even me. It's just SR sounds bad on my side. It's like he's too close or something. It's like muffled.
Oh,
I think it's something on my Skype.
Showing up. There it goes.
Yeah, we should all be in there pretty good. Remove from call.
Yeah, we just. I know you saw that picture, but I just moved the PS4 and the VR out to the living room.
Yeah.
Because we're having my son's party for his birthday this week.
Nice.
And he just wants to have a game day with his friends. So I mean, we've got a bunch of board games. We got
Very nice.
all those Jackbox games on Steam, and I was like, hey, you can play Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. And
Good one.
I don't know.
I'm about Keep Talking and Everybody Explodes. Is that the sequel?
That's our podcast.
Yeah.
It takes about 2 hours.
Yeah, Playroom, because Playroom's supposed to be, but we never played it, so I definitely want to try it out first. But Playroom looks, I mean, it's free.
Yeah.
So.
Give.
But it looked really cool. We saw that little trailer of like the people sitting on the couch, and the one person's like looks like Godzilla or something. They're like tearing up the city, and the people are like shooting at him or whatever. And then there's like another game. It looked like person in the VR's like a cat, and all the other players are like little mice, and they gotta hide, and the cat's gotta find them. Looked interesting.
Sounds good. That's Playroom?
Yeah, the Playroom for Playroom VR for PlayStation 4.
Not the God,
Free download.
not the one gifted by God VR chat.
The one that came with the PlayStation?
VR chat.
Oh. You'll have to let us know. I'm sure you'll be talking about that next week, right? You have to let us know how that goes. With all our children's.
Yeah, he only invited like 5 people. I think including himself. It's only gonna be like 5 people. So
it was a party / sleepover. That was the first time I played a Genesis. Kid had a Genesis and Jungle Strike. It was either Jungle Strike or Tiger Heli, and I was like, "This is way different than my neighbor's Nintendo. This is not the same thing. This is pretty great." It would have been after both of them were out, so we weren't really ahead of the curve. Well, my friends weren't. I really wasn't.
I mean, I was the same way because the only time I ever played a Genesis when I went over a friend's house. I always had that one friend that had a Genesis and never any Nintendo stuff. So.
There we go.
You won $1 million?
Last week we talked about it last
Pogs.
week.
Is that the one that came with Advent Rising on Xbox for the $1 million?
Oh God, it's Palpatine. Palpatine.
I was going to say, I know I have Palpatine, and I know I've got Qui-Gon somewhere as well.
You can only find half of that one. Oh, come on. It was right there. Brant got it.
That would be Darth Maul.
Oh, yeah.
Darth
Qui-Gon
Maul.
Qui-Gon got impaled.
Qui-Gon just got stabbed, yeah.
Is the Jar Jar Binks one the gold mine?
The traitor. This one will end up being the traitor Pog. All right, you guys ready to rock?
You want to rock?
About it, just need.
I want to rock.
How many we got? Cesar, you got the chat up?
I got all the chats up.
So, one of our listeners last week was a friend of the show, Zach, and he is down to play Babylon's Fall with us. That's who was asking about Babylon's Fall. But he can't find a copy. I couldn't find him a PS4 one at GameStop anywhere.
You saw that tweet where
they're pulling them from the shelves.
Stores are fucking giving away.
Yeah, because they got to pin him out or toss him or something. Mine came in today. We were talking about it. Mine came in today, so I'm ready to constitute this unholy union, whatever it is that we're gonna do.
I've already put like 2 hours into it. I'm waiting on you.
Yeah, he's already been playing it.
Fuck.
When you disappeared, that's what I said. I saw you've already been playing the Fall of Babylon over there.
I do this.
Yeah.
I do this exact thing with Richard every time. For him to join us in Splatoon, I had to wait for 15 minutes for him to get through the little prologue thing. The same thing, Fall of Babylon. There's like at least 45 minutes of like you got to do this bullshit before you can join everybody.
That killed us on Far Cry too.
So why do you think I do what I do?
I know you have.
I'm prepared. I'm already in the waiting room. I can join you guys.
You're ready for the co-op stuff now?
Because it was me. I think when I played it Monday night, it was me and then 16 other people, and we're like, yeah, we're jumping around the whole time. So I was like, all right.
That's a good experience.
I know you got to make a Square Enix account and sign into it.
Luckily, I have my Final Fantasy 14 account and just took that. So
that works.
But it is a nightmare to sign up for a Square Enix account, so I feel sorry for you guys if you don't have one. So
I bought some stuff from their store. Does that work?
No, that's a separate thing. Yeah.
I'm hosed.
Awesome.
Perfect. Goddamn Square Enix.
You're gonna have to sit down both of y'all before you start. You're gonna have to plan at least an hour to create an account, go through the tutorial.
Yeah, that's the list of instructions.
I opened the case, Brent. I was like, ooh, it comes with a manual. No, it's like the account registration guide.
Account registration.
My favorite is they show you the battle pass you get from like Halo. It's like a huge battle pass to level 30, and then it shows the premium battle pass at the bottom to level 30. And you don't have access to the premium battle pass because all the services are disabled. So it's like you can look at all the stuff you would have got, but it's like you can't touch it. It's like the guy from Jurassic Park is like, Every time I go down there, and it's like it's bullshit stuff.
Dennis
like I get extra tattoos. So I'm like, all right, this is dumb. So I was like, whatever. I'm not.
That right there. That's why the game is just.
I'm glad you get the European version.
Online required.
Offline mode.
Wait, is that one cheaper?
Offline mode.
Is Peggy 18 cheaper?
Probably not.
How'd you get one, Brant? What was maybe Zach can go your avenues. I went through GameFly.
Yeah, GameFly. I know GameFly still had some.
When I tried to get him the PS4 when they didn't have any.
They actually sold out? Get the fuck out.
It was 30 for some reason. I don't think the sale was over because there was other stuff still on sale, but the PS4 one was like $35. I'm like, what? I was
it
like,
doesn't matter because it's on and now on void in February. It's dead.
And
so.
I was like, dude, do not pay $35 for this game.
How is it? It's expensive on Amazon now. It's $26 for the PS4 version, or $38 for the PS5 version.
Coaster.
The value instantly shot up when everybody starts gutting them and destroying them. That's the problem now, because now everybody wants to see what the whole thing is about.
Yep.
Or it cuts down, and it's like you can't buy digitally. You have to buy a physical copy now if you haven't bought the digital one
to test it, to even try it out.
Yeah.
We all fucked around on this podcast and jumped at the right time. Well, Seth's already had it.
Look at eBay.
Yeah, mine was new. I paid $7.99. I think I used like rewards or something like that for Best Buy, and it was like $14.99 or something like that. So it was sitting sealed on the thing. I didn't think I was ever going to open it, but since it's going away, I was like, all right, I don't want it to be like Battleborn where I never played and it's still sealed. So.
What'd you find, Brant?
Yeah, even on like.
He's looking at Babylon's Fall, Rule 34.
No,
hey, what's that stuff look like? Draw us some, Brant.
Brant's like, ooh, nudity. He got lost into the threads.
It's still like upper 30s.
Yeah.
$28 on eBay. That's ridiculous.
Look at us. Look at us. Who would have thought?
It's $28, but it's unopened, guys.
It doesn't matter if it's open or not. I just want to cut. I mean, you need to be disc only. Fuck it.
Who would have
thought?
Disc
only. How much is disc only?
I don't know. I'm looking.
All right, this is all content we should be using. And nothing's being recorded, though. It's just on Twitch. All right, let's go live. And then I'll cut this out and put it at the end if we have to.
Go live.
It's less than 10 minutes.
You haven't been recording.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing there. It's just going to be on Twitch and YouTube as our normal shenanigans.
I don't... Okay, hold on. Holy shit. Babylon's Fall PS4 disc only. $32.50.
That's what it was on GameFly. It was 30 something. I was like, what?
Or best offer.
$10.
I'll send you a coaster for this copy of Babylon's Fall.
I mean,
I could replace my current coaster.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's crazy because it's too bad. I don't think any of us know anybody that works in that retail industry that could get us a copy, right?
Not anymore. I'm out of people unless Brant's got somebody.
Say, their freaking turnover rate's so high. I don't know anybody that works there anymore.
Because I mean, they could have been like, "Hey, if you check the back of the retail establishment, you'll find a copy."
That's how I got a Project Spark when they were a penny. I think me and Cesar were at the store at the same time.
I don't know. Maybe the store is nearest to me because I went in there Monday looking for stuff. They didn't have any decent pre-owned controllers, but I think pre-owned anything at those stores anymore is just a crapshoot.
Oh,
not worth it.
Do you need to borrow any for your game day? Is that what you were looking around for?
I bought 3. I've got 1 that 100% works. I've got another one behind me here that for some reason the D-pad just stopped working.
What are you looking for? Just PS4?
Yeah, just PS4.
I'll bring you one tomorrow if you want me to.
I guess, yeah, just to have a backup just in case. But of course, with the VR plugged in, you only have like 1 USB port, so I'm like, play until one of the controllers starts dying, kids, and then play something else.
Pivot.
Because I might have to ask him. He might want the Switch out there too for Smash Brothers,
Smash or Mario Kart or something.
Yeah.
I'll play something with actual voice chat, not use a phone call. I mean, Richard did earlier.
We'll have to discuss later on in the show. I'm ill about a couple things. For a game I really enjoy playing, I'm kind of ill about a couple things.
Buckets being the
that bitch foul. Or FAO Schwartz, whatever it is.
God, if there was a way we can like just add his voice, like add him to our chat on the Nintendo Switch app, I would do it. I would like so we can just talk shit about him. Like, who are you?
He would be on our team though at that point, right? I would worship him then because he's on our side.
I don't know, man. Those 2 bucket guys, man, they had to be working together. They're working in tandem.
I was gonna say, but you can't message somebody. You can't add them to voice chat.
Cesar told us how to block them at least.
You can block them, yeah.
All right, let's get this thing off the ground. You all ready?
Maybe.
Let's
give me a pause so I can find it in the waveform.
Pause.
I'm hitting the pause button now. Is it working?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 226 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game podcast tonight. World premiere. Tonight, Rockstar's GTA 6 leaks. Oh my. Konami announced a game, ? Even though we're not all playing Cowabunga Collection. They got another one? There's another one coming?
Yeah.
Big games now?
Marvel project in pre-production at Motive. What could that be? Find out later. Feel a new reel with PlayStation VR 2. That was a funky.
God, who did that?
It was a great commercial, but that was weird because it's like the head.
That's a weird slogan. The whole
thing's weird. Xbox makes a solid stride for preservation. I added this in there. I thought this was.
No, I can't wait, Richard. We gotta talk about the slogan now. The slogan sucks.
We'll get to it, Cesar. We can all feel the new reel together very soon, Cesar.
Absolutely not.
We also have your late September Game Pass games and more Sega games on Nintendo Switch Online. I am one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Newsmaster Brant McKee, who just had a chill or had to stretch his back.
Yeah, my neck's a little stiff.
He's tired of carrying this podcast, is what he was saying earlier.
No.
And our resident lore master and page master. He's got dual roles. He wears 2 hats, and his favorite squid goes in a bucket. He is, of course, Cesar Concepcion II.
I don't fuck with sniper squids.
Sniper squids can go to hell with the bucket squids.
I kill it. Bucket squids, me and bucket squids hang out all the time. It's
sure,
sniper squid.
Sure. I've not seen you handle a bucket squid. I see you get handled by bucket squids.
And I'm okay with that. The problem is when I go through grates and then somebody snipes me through the fucking grate, I don't see how that's possible.
I've asked you about this because you've played way more of it than I have. I still don't know how to avoid those beams. I just call it death ray. There's like a death ray sweeping across the level. I know it's gonna murder me. There's no way around it.
I swim away from it.
I swim.
I get away from it every time.
I swim. It gets me.
Yeah.
So that's not the sniper?
It becomes instinctive.
What is that?
It's instinctive because like you asked me how to do the special. Like I don't even know. I didn't realize you had to press R. I just know when it pops on the screen and I press the button as associated.
Is that
with
the grenade?
I didn't even think about
That's the grenade?
Whatever the special is. Grenades is the one I kept telling you was L1 or some shit like that. R1. Because you're like, how do you do the special? I said R1. He's like, I just threw a grenade. Thanks, buddy. I wasted all my pain. I'm like, I don't know what the special was.
We're, of course, talking about Splatoon 3. And Cesar, I will give this to you. You are 50% a great guide for introducing this game. The other 50% is not helpful at all. It's nonsense. It might be L, it might be R. I don't know what button it is. I'm like, okay, I'll figure this out too.
Because I can't. Yeah, I don't even know until I started paying attention until it came up on my screen. It's like, oh, it is R stick. Oh, my bad.
How do we want to do games played first? Y'all want to mess up the formula and flip it around?
Nah.
No, stick with it. Brant's a man of routine.
Ease into
He's
it.
like, get into this news. Ease into it. There's no ease announcements. That's not foreshadowing, people.
Ease.
Rockstar's GTA 6. My whole browser crashed. I have no news. There it is. This comes from VideoGamesChronicle.com. It's time for a new iPad. That's not from VideoGamesChronicle.com. Rockstar comments on GTA 6 leak and claims project won't be delayed. So there was some footage that we leaked over the weekend, right? And
Yes.
I heard people talking about it before I saw it. But like anything else on Twitter, it's so easy to go and find. And there's tons of like very rough footage of production of Grand Theft Auto 6 on there. I saw like a heist from the female character was like in a gas station holding up 2 different registers. And of course now they're currently like spinning this. We didn't want it to leak. This was unfortunate. This shouldn't happen. And if you guys have more stuff to add on it, I'm on the side of this was awesome to see this huge production, like this massive budget, and what these games look like when they start off with, because we know that's not gonna be published. We're not ever gonna play that, but we actually get to see like some of these physics in play and some of the like geometry of like lining up the shots and the voice, like the voice tree, the voice wheel of sorts on the interactive thing. It was just code. It was like splotches of code on the screen running. And so that type of stuff that we never get to see was really, really cool to me. What'd you guys think of the whole thing?
I watched like one little clip. It was that little bit of the heist and then them running like out of the convenience store or whatever it was. Boosting a cop car and stuff. I know that's early test footage.
It's so early.
I thought it looked all right. But I mean, I knew expectation wise. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's early. You can tell it's early, but you can see what they're going for, and it looks fine.
They said it was 2019. It's been like 3 years.
Oh, that was even old footage.
I was about to
It's
say,
not new. It's 2019.
Come on.
That was from years
Share
ago.
that stuff. Let it be part of the development.
Because it was the whole thing. I was reading that whole thread on Twitter. So like the hacker got access to the server and was claiming he had the source code for GTA 5 and the source code for GTA 6. And then he dumped 90 videos. The 90 videos is like, all right, this is what I got to show right now, but I have the source code. I want 5 figures.
Interesting.
To get it back.
Yeah.
And so I think somebody had come back and they said the way that the footage is labeled is not there's no way he could have got the source code. It was like that type of footage is like separated from it.
Yeah.
So he's like it's like a bait.
Right.
And so like he ended up deleting his account and everything afterwards. So the source
so it
code
didn't
never
work.
released
Yeah.
for 5 or 6. I don't think he ever had it.
Nope.
Yeah.
So
Just called the bluff.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, I know the FBI is involved now. They think the same hacker is probably involved in some kind of weird hack at like for Uber or something. I don't. It's a big mess.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's 3-year-old footage, man. Problem with Grand Theft Auto is like it's one of those ones that's always gonna be under scrutiny. So I guess when they were gonna announce it, they want to make sure it looks. You don't need another Puddlegate.
Right.
So how dare they?
At least now we 100% know it's not a rumor.
It is a thing.
And it's in Vice City. Yeah.
It's not Grand Theft Auto 5 re-release.
Expansion pack.
Oh, don't worry. This Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be with us for the next 3 generations. So.
It's true.
Oh
Yeah.
Don't be in a hurry. If you didn't like this footage, don't worry. You can get the remaster on PlayStation 7 when it comes out. That's the definitive one. You can feel the real feel. Feel the new feel.
It's like a bad Coke commercial from the 80s.
Real.
Or an early DS game. Feel the magic.
Touch the screen.
Touch the screen. All right.
Touch the magic. Yeah, that would be probably it.
GTA 6 leak. Next up. So that's our, I think that's in your wheelhouse. You want to touch on these?
Yeah.
This was big news.
Talked about last week where Konami was throwing out something like, "Hey, a beloved franchise will be announced."
This was that one. I forgot all about that. There was a tease. Yeah.
Yes, I joked and said if it was Adventure Island. Remember?
You did.
I was like Adventure Island, and you were like, I'll step to Adventure Island.
I would play another Adventure Island.
I thought they were just gonna bullshit some small thing, but hey, they went. I mean, with the Uden Heroes coming out soon, in which they announced the release dates in January. This is from that same creator, so they went ahead and they're doing a Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster. And this is from Gematsu from Salvermano.
The one and only.
Due out in 2023 for the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. It's called The Gate Rune and Dunin Unification Wars, which is both those games are connected, so it makes sense story-wise.
Is one required to play two, or is it just like a good thing to introduce some characters and stuff?
So one had a created character base, not a really created character, but it was more of a
just a generic hero that you made out the story for.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I've beaten 1 and 2 completely back in my my younger days when I played on a PlayStation. I got all 108 characters on the first one. You can carry your save over to the second one, and you can actually interact with the hero from the first game in there in the second one.
Cool.
There's a lot of cool extras in there. Yeah.
Very cool.
I'll leave it at that. There's other things you can find from the first 2 games. If you guys go play it, you'll discover it.
That's neat.
But yeah, this is going to get a new translation, English translation.
Were those poor in the first 2?
Huh?
Were those poor in the first 2? Were the translations poor in the first 2 games, the PlayStation 1 games?
Who knows, man? It's like that whole Ted Woosley thing. I mean, they localization back then is different now.
Right.
So,
love them. So they love them, then they hate them, and then it becomes like part of the pantheon of the game, and then it's his legacy and that sort of thing. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's just, yeah. Outside of that, there's some key features on here that they list on Gematsu here. So there's going to be graphical improvements. They're going to keep it seems like they're keeping everything. The pixel sprites, environment art's been enhanced with new screen effects. Because this is also going from a 2D game that was meant to be played on a CRT that's coming to HD, so that's always the
Very
question
important.
of how well that's going to look.
Yep.
New character drawings, which are always good because they were done like the typical anime style. Sound improvements, they got field sound, better field sound, new environmental sounds, battle sounds, all sound effects are now in HD, whatever the fuck that means. Game system improvements, many new features have been added, such as dialogue log, which is great. And then auto battle, which is also great because in this day, Lord knows I don't have time to sit there for 45 minutes to go through the level of one level.
Yeah.
And then double speed battles. So
this Gematsu article has a bunch of comparison screenshots, and it looks like they're staying real faithful to the source game.
Yeah, because that's always been the thing where everybody comes out and says like, "Oh, this is different. This was like shit." So
yeah,
I'm hoping the developers are looking at like, if we're gonna do this, then let's do it right. So that was not the only thing Konami did too, because you saw that they're bringing back that old franchise, right? We never got it. It came out in Europe on the MSX.
Was it Valaris or something?
It was. You ever played La Maluna for Switch, PS4? You guys ever heard of that? So I don't know how much we talked about it. So at some point, this guy Takumi Namura, he made Lamuna, which is like a spiritual successor to a Konami game. And so like Konami had this little
like Salamander or something?
I'm trying to find the name here. So Konami had a contest where they're like, all right, we have this book of all our old IPs, and you pitch an idea to make a game, and you can win to make that game.
Oh.
So they announced the winner over at Tokyo Game Show. So Takumi Naramura is going to remake The Maze of Gallius, which we never got. It came out on MSX in Europe, and it is a spiritual, I guess they used that blueprint for that game to make Castlevania 2.
Interesting.
It plays a lot like Castlevania 2.
So kind of an open world 8-bit style title.
Correct. Yeah. So he's going to do a remake of that series and bring it back. And so what's funny is that he made that La Luna game 1 and 2, which was a spiritual successor to that series.
Okay.
So he just went back and said, hey, this is what I could do with that series. He already knew what he was doing, because if you want to play what this game looks like, La Luna 2 is very much what this game is. And that's available, I think, on PS4 and Switch, Xbox, and Steam. You can get that anywhere.
So Konami had this internal contest for IP?
Yes. So he won the whole thing.
Who is Konami now?
He's going to remake the Maze of Gallius. There was 2 runner-ups also. I was reading an article on it. And they had their games too, but I gotta find it. I'm trying to find it. Like, some of these articles are not very good.
Were those approved?
Breaking it down. They were not. They just came out as runner-up. So I don't know if that means like, hey, you get to make this game or not.
Like
God, these articles suck. They just said who the winner is.
I was about to say, this is the first time I've ever heard about.
That's cool as shit. Look at Konami, man.
That's pretty cool.
All right, so
I was about to say, like, what we got Cowabunga Collection and we got the Castlevania Advance, but
and now Suikoden Collection, an affordable one.
So
yeah,
part of the list in the green list. So he won the Maze of Gallius. So Konami has greenlit the revival of several more of their IPs, which include Star Soldier, Periodus, and Twin Bee.
Star Soldier and Twin Bee. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So there's some people that runner-ups on those. So I don't know if that means they're going to make those games or not. But the runner-ups, they won something. So I'm assuming they are. But that was part of their things. So like they were like having somebody like, hey, pitch your idea to make this game series and bring it back. So.
Oh my God! I'm looking at the game map of Maze of Gallius. That was a massive game. Holy crap.
I wish we got it, man.
It looks
I really
great.
did.
It's huge. Yeah, this is definitely a 2D. It seems like even more Zelda than Zelda 2. Like the side-scrolling sections of Zelda 1, it's like they leaned into that the whole way. That shit looks good. And made mazes out of it. That was a good find, Cesar.
Yeah, here's the other thing on the tweet here. They said, so apparently those are some of the lists I said. There's 80 titles on that list where they're allowed to pitch ideas of remake, and Goemon's on that list as too. So.
Do they still have the Goemon license?
I think they're doing what I always wanted, like Sony to do. Like, they're not doing Ape Escape. Like, go out to like a indie developer somewhere and like, hey, what do you want to do with Ape Escape? Pitch it to us, and we'll let you use this license. Kind of like what Sega's been doing with like the Monster Boy series and your favorite Alex Kidd. You know, they just go out there and they let other developers make those games. You know, but they're not published by Sega. You know what I mean? But they still get a cut of it. They're copyrighted by them.
Yeah.
So like they're licensed from Sega for them to use that property. So.
Which, here's your reminder, Richard. Alex Kidd just went live today. So go ahead and download it from your
It's complete
PlayStation
garbage.
Plus.
It's a complete trash game. I thought I had something to add on that. No, y'all are the fucking
Alex
Alex
Kidd threw you off. Sorry, man.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
I had something decent to throw in there. Y'all are killing me with the freaking Alex Kidd. Yeah, I got nothing.
It's like your FAO guy.
Yeah, fuck him.
Alex FAO Kid.
We'll just toss a bucket of Alex Kidd.
Yeah, he's the bucket thrower of the platformer, of the 8-bit
He's
platformer
Alex
world.
Kidd playing Splatoon. He's just going out there getting your ass. Every time I'm not playing on there, I played him once, and then Richard's like, every time Richard logs in, he's there. He's gonna make Richard quit that game.
He's my nemesis. He was in every game. No, he left us. I swore him off, and then we played another couple rounds, and then he was on the one after that. I'm like, look, there he is.
I was
Look.
on the call, you're like, this guy's back.
Like,
How's he
look,
back?
There's Foul again. Goddamn Foul. Donate my Switch after this.
Okay. So that was it. That's my bullshit side story on the Konami IP revival plan they got going on.
I love the idea of those other two shooters, Twin Bee and Proteus.
Paradis, and Star Soldier.
Star Soldier. All the Star Soldier games have been great. That N64 one is so good.
I love me some Twin Bee, man. People shit on Twin Bee.
Twin Bee's good. With the catchy tune.
Yeah. Till you open up the cockpit and Alex Kidd comes out.
Sure. Yes, Alex Kidd is in the Twin Bee. It's the lore we all want.
He was there the whole time. He was always part of your collection.
How many IP did you say in Konami?
80. A list of 80
That's
of them.
awesome.
Most of them seem to be from the like arcade, MSX, NES days or earlier. Nothing that's recent, because the rumored, not rumored Silent Hill, rumored, not rumored Metal Gear Solid stuff that's being remade. None of those stuff. None of the newer stuff. So.
And that's not real anymore. I know that wasn't in news, but that leaker turned out to have made up half of that shit.
Yeah.
You didn't read that, Brant? Oh, they're going after this guy.
Yeah,
they're going after this guy.
So I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure they're doing something with those franchises, but you know, he was out there talking about like 4 or 5 different games in Silent Hill. I was like, well, I don't know why they would go that deep for something they're trying to relaunch. It was crazy, but.
Or he's trying to save face from whatever source that was. I mean, he's busted now, so he's a leaker no longer.
Done, yeah. Once you tell one little white lie, it's over.
Yep.
Everybody's still mad at Jeff Grubb about the Wind Waker collection. So.
And Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime's coming, man. That's just they're gonna shadow drop that shit. It's gonna be digital. They're just gonna come up like October and be like, oh, it's out now. Oh. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a physical copy. It's gonna be shadow drop digital.
20th anniversary. Here it is. I think you're right.
Fuck you guys. Digital copies.
The year of Metroid. All right.
Brad's gonna shed a tear on his bad tasting cartridge.
Oh god. This also is from Gamatsu and Saurmano. EA and Motive announced Iron Man game currently in pre-production. A new single-player, third-person action-adventure Iron Man game is currently in pre-production phase at Star Wars Squadrons and Dead Space remake developer Motive. Publisher Electronic Arts announced it is the first of several new Marvel games in development at EA. We are thrilled to collaborate, blah, blah, blah. The team is being led by Oliver Pullo. Sorry for that, Olivier.
Some kind of French name.
That's not even Oliver, it's Olivier. Yeah. Who brings experience working on past Marvel titles like Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy and is joined by a dedicated team of passionate industry veterans, including 3 people I do not recognize. Motive Studio brings their talent and excitement for creating fan-favorite worlds for players to explore and be their own hero with experience developing titles like Star Wars Squadrons and the upcoming Dead Space remake. Star Wars Squadrons was very good, and everything we've seen from Dead Space looks very good.
Yes.
So this is promising for an Iron Man game. What sort of...
I'm going to take credit for this because
Brant has bought every other previous Iron Man game.
I guess they were no, I haven't, but I guess they were paying attention to the servers because as I'm hooking up the VR this past weekend, I remember that one of the last things I bought for it was Iron Man VR. I was like, yeah, I bought it. It was on sale for I don't know, like $10 or whatever it was. I think it was like 20. I think it's always on sale for 20. I think it's on sale right now digitally for 20.
A bunch of the physical ones are 10 right now. If there's any PSVR games you guys want to flesh out your library with.
But I was like, I bought it and I never popped it in. I popped it in after I set that thing up, and I'll talk about it in games played.
And then we got a new Iron Man game announced.
And then literally like a couple days later, just got Iron Man.
Look what you did, Brant.
New game.
Yeah, damn it, Brant. How dare you get other Marvel games announced and made?
Speaking of PSVR 2, who's ready to feel a new...
I'm ready to feel that Iron Man VR game from PlayStation VR on PlayStation VR 2. Brant, can I play that game on my PlayStation VR 2?
Oh, no. They did.
That was in between last week and this week.
Yeah. None of those old titles are going to be cross-generation because the PSVR 2 is a truly next-gen VR experience.
Next-gen gamers don't want backwards compatibility. Or rumble in their forehead.
Who wants to play those old games?
Who wants to play those old games? All right, what does feel the new real mean? What are we going to be feeling really newly?
So this actually comes from a brand new trailer that was dropped.
It was a good trailer.
It was a good trailer. I'd suggest anybody go watch it. YouTube or wherever. We do know that the PSVR is launching early 2023, but we still don't have a release date yet. Or how much? I would assume still that there's going to be some sticker shock with this thing. Especially
we're all going to be playing Richard's copy because we can't afford it.
Sure, yes, I'm the one that's going to be getting that. That's how these things work.
Usually how it works, usually you're the one that buys them first. So.
Sure, yes, that's how these things work. Everyone who's listened to the show all these years.
Spend my lore that it doesn't exist, so let me have it.
Jim Ryan Jim Ryan checked his Sony Vaio and has confirmed that there will be more than 20 games ready for launch with PSVR 2.
Sony Vaio. Because he stole it from Mark Cerny.
So let's actually talk about this trailer. They showed off a lot of the features. Of course, they've gone over and over about some of the details. The 4K UHD displays. They showed off that they have eye tracking inside the headset. That was actually kind of cool. They showed what was it, Firewall? I guess an updated version.
Right,
because
that was a PSVR 1 title too.
And they brought up like one of the weapon select things and just had like a 3D model of an eye looking around, and implied that the person looks at whatever they want to choose and it'll select it for them. They talked about the haptics in the headset itself,
like in the band in the front and the sides. That's exciting.
That sounds pretty freaking cool.
Really
of course,
exciting.
they talked about the haptics and the adaptive triggers like we have in the PS5 controller, and then they even talked about I'm trying to see exactly what they called it. Finger touch detection. And they showed the person like moving their finger around the trigger, putting it on the trigger, and actually showed again that firewall. And the person in the trailer is holding their gun, their fingers off the trigger. They can put it physically on the trigger, take it off, move it around, and it tracks. This does look pretty.
The technology in it is wild. And I've seen some of the hand tracking stuff with Oculus. There are some games that'll have like hand tracking updates where you do not need those controllers. Mm-hmm. And it is able to sense. Yeah, it's able to sense your hands, and you don't even have the controllers at all they're not super deep experiences because you don't have that interactivity with the buttons and stuff, right? But for I think the big first one was like an alchemy thing. So you're like grabbing potions off the shelf and you're pouring them in, and you're grabbing stuff and you're doing that sort of thing with that type of game. But the technology in this thing is incredible. I still haven't seen a killer app for it though. Is there something like super compelling that y'all have seen that's like, man, Horizon looks good.
I was about to say in that trailer they kind of just showed off a little bit of Horizon. Clips from again Firewall, what was it, No Man's Sky, and I know they debuted a lot of this last week with Tokyo Game Show.
Let the press all come hang out and check it out
with Resident Evil Village, and I know there was even a clip in there, and God, I hope that VR experience is better and doesn't make me puke, because I would love to play freaking Village in VR. That sounds insane.
But that's VR with 7 was wild, man.
That right there would make me buy it. Of course, I don't want to spend $400 or $500 and then put it on for 2 seconds and then have to go lay down for an hour under a fan again.
Vomit simulator.
Because I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
Cesar, is Firewall the game that we were playing that we had to pull the headsets off of? The movement was too. What was that?
No, that was the game that was.
That took place in Mars or something like that.
Farscape? Yeah. Far something? Farpoint? Farpoint?
Yep.
I don't know. Now we're just naming movies and TV shows and.
Farpoint.
Farpoint. Yeah. Okay.
Did you buy the blaster with it, Brant? Wait, we could all play this? How many players is that, Brant? Look.
2. Network.
Nothing beats Resident Evil 7 though.
Yeah, that's the ultimate queasy simulator. Farpoint got both of us though. Yep, Brant's got it. Brant's got the motion controller.
Dangerous weapon, Brant. Be careful with that.
Watch where you point that thing.
Yeah, you can take us all.
Turn it on. Is it charged?
No, it's not. And I need to get a metric eraser on it. It's got some from shipping around.
How dare they?
Lay move.
Oh no, that's me moving around.
How dare you?
pack it in bubble wrap, but I guess some controller just
It when you get scratched, it like Richard always says, it finds a way somehow.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Always will.
Like you think you pack it carefully, you look in that box, and there's like a loose permanent marker in there somehow. Like, how did this get in here?
How did I lose this one piece? There's like pieces of my coffee machine that I still haven't found that were with the coffee machine. It's like, how did this... It was in this box with everything else. How is it gone? It's like a different size filter that I don't have, and one of those tamp things. I'm like, where did these go? They were here with everything else.
Somebody came by and put it in a bucket.
That's all I can assume at this point. And threw the bucket in my face and killed me over and over.
You're gonna find it.
The FAO
You're gonna find it. You're gonna look in your attic one day. It's gonna be there when you know how long or how the coffee device.
For sure, it'll have burned up, and then I'll find the thing somewhere. Oh yeah, I put it in this box so I wouldn't lose it.
Holy shit! I was wrong this whole time. These last 20 years, I was wrong.
I know viewers probably can't tell with all the boxes behind me, but most everything's unpacked. Most everything is. Brent, y'all still have a couple of boxes?
Everybody always has some
Yeah,
skeletons in some boxes somewhere, man. That'd be fun.
I've still got like. We talked about it earlier this week. I went through looking for stuff because there's some documents and other things I need for work, and rummaged through my closet and then found my damn iPod from forever ago and messed with my iPod.
Did you?
It's still a good interface.
Did you boot it up and it still have Breaking Benjamin on there?
On the Halo 2 soundtrack?
No Breaking Benjamin.
They wrote some good songs on the Halo
But,
2. I guess it was just one song on the Halo 2
yeah.
soundtrack. Dude's a little screamy for my taste, but...
No, how about Disturbed? Is Disturbed on the iPad?
Oh yeah, there's I think a couple.
I'm trying to think of the early 2000s.
No,
man.
that's literally the picture Brant sent me. I thought it went to both of us. It was a Disturbed.
System of a Down. Was System of a Down on there?
You got some Chop Suey up in there, Brant?
Yes,
Yeah, you got some
I
Chop
think.
Suey. Linkin Park.
I have. There's over 2,000 songs.
Matchbox.
Gotta have some Linkin Park.
No Matchbox.
Yeah, Brant.
Goo Goo Dolls.
A lot of.
No Goo Goo Dolls?
There is.
Brand was disgusting. Brand was like, ugh.
Yeah, he did that with Matchbox
There's-
20. I agree with
there's
him.
a
You can't do
couple-
that to Goo Goo
there's a-
Dolls, though.
I'm about to end this call right now. I'm
there's
about
a
to
couple
get
Mute,
off.
There's a couple Goo Goo
Absolutely not do
Dolls
this
songs
call.
mute,
that I think
unfollow,
are
block,
alright.
Brant. Live on the podcast.
Brand's gonna get out the Skype call and be like, fuck Rob Thomas.
No, Rob Thomas is okay.
Oh, man. Get banned for musical taste 300 episodes in. As he rips off his Brant mask and it's foul with his buckets.
Gonna get a NOFODcast Twitter account and follow him.
Holy shit. PSVR 2, it's coming. Alright, next up, I threw this in there. Microsoft has caught shit for a long time with Xbox One for its online, like DRM policies and such. This comes from The Verge and Mitchell Clark. Speaking of which, have y'all been on the new Verge site? It's awful.
It's
Oh my
ugly
god, I
as
can't
hell.
stand it. There was nothing wrong with the way it was before. This is a nightmare.
Looks more 1990s.
It looks like they're trying too hard turn of the century, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like we gotta differentiate from the AOL Time Warner page.
Whatever. Mitchell Clark says Microsoft eased up on one DRM hurdle for this games on Xbox. The mandatory internet check-in on the Series X is gone. This is
God.
upcoming. This is huge for preservation. Those unlike us that do not have broadband access readily available, that sort of thing. Microsoft is making it easier to play games on your Series X, even if it's offline. As of the 2208 update released earlier this month, you won't be forced to do an online compatibility check to play a game from an Xbox One disc. Instead, you can just pop the disc in, install the game, and play. No internet connection required. And that's not massively huge by itself, because there's so many of those games that they had to patch, and this is the onset of like the live service titles, and like what does Gears of War 5 even look like if you're just popping that disc in? But
Well, we were told that there was a console for people that wanted to play those games offline.
are you people of your
It's called.
Yeah, are you
360.
people of your words or what? Microsoft. Don Matrick laid that in stone in 2013. Can y'all believe that was 2013?
Oh,
It doesn't feel like that long ago.
it's crazy.
I can actually remember rushing to, they had announced that PlayStation thing in February, and I rushed to my in-laws' house. I don't know why we were there. And I had to watch that Mark Cerny PS4 like unveiling and when they showed the box and all that kind of stuff before that E3, but it just doesn't seem like it was that long ago. But when I look back over the last 9 years, that's been substantial. Almost 10 years essentially since February 2013. Yeah. That's pretty massive. Has anybody tested it on the original discs? Other games, however, are branded as working with Series X and Series S. Now you'll be able to install the Xbox One version of the game straight from the One or cross-generation disc and start playing it. The situation for Series X exclusive game discs and downloads. If you pop in an Xbox 360 original Xbox disc, though, you still won't be able to play it without going online first.
Just digital only, yeah.
Yeah, because they give you like a digital license for those games, basically. That disc is just a...
They said this is because the data on those discs, quote, can't be used directly, end quote. Which is good. There's a it was a massive failure for Microsoft, but they still sold a shit ton of Xbox Ones, and I would say there's an excellent library on Xbox One. I don't know what that Build a Master Chief collection looks like. That might be kind of interesting to pop into a offline Xbox One and see what that looks like.
I remember that. It was not great.
Are the campaigns and stuff at least playable off the disc?
No.
I don't remember. Yeah, that's
Brant, we know your Halo disc isn't good.
Brant couldn't play the campaign because he got it early. Remember, he was trying to play the campaign.
No, that's for Infinite, right?
Oh, Infinite, yeah, my bad.
Because there's nothing on that disc.
Oh, yeah, Infinite.
Yeah.
Is it on Master Chief?
Yeah, Master Chief. From when did that come out? 2014.
Master Chief.
That's when.
That means a broken mess.
That's
probably.
when we jumped, Cesar. Yeah.
It was a completely
I mean, we still get
game.
banned from it. We still get bullshit bans from that.
Man, all that matters is Gears of War. Remake came out on there. It was good.
Yes, Cesar. It was very, very good. We played it in one sitting. That was a good ass game.
Even with the bullshit Burmac level from the PC.
It was. That was bullshit. I'm playing it. I'm excited because it was something new, but it never ended. I was like, okay, there's a reason they cut this. There's a reason we never got this added on. All right, so that's pretty cool. There's one slight DRM hurdle overcome on Xbox Series consoles for Xbox One games. And that's good too think of all the people who may have gotten that are all. I think this scenario is great for the offline gamers, the ones that Don Matrick was making fun of, because they now have a Series X. Maybe they're lower, a kid, going out to the store trying to get some old, cheaper games, that sort of thing. They have this whole Xbox One library, and there's still tons of pre-owned copies out there, and they have access to those titles, and they don't need to hit that update, get that mandatory patch, and whatever extra, it could be 100 gigs. That could be a death knell. We get pissed off because it's going to delay us for a couple hours, right? Others that might be it. It's like, okay, my data cap is 5 times, smaller than what this game is. I'll never play this game. So removing that is a good step. Coming to Game Pass. What are the big ones here?
The Loop of Death.
We do have the Loop of Death. PlayStation 5 exclusive. Loop of Death comes to
Deathloop, Cloud Console and PC, available now.
That is out now. And I think it was like an add-on or something released with it, right? The Golden Loop update?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I said Cloud Console and PC. It is exclusively Series S and X. And it does have a update, I guess, for the ending. There's some extra content, because... Cesar, I know you played this game.
I beat the game, yeah.
Yeah, my copy is still sealed for some reason. But I know, especially on your recommendation, I bought it because you just talked about how good it is. So, but I had heard that the ending was just kind of lacking a little bit. So a lot of people were excited that they've added some extra content there toward the end. Hard Space Shipbreaker Cloud Console. I don't know, specifically Series X and S again. Spider Heck Console and PC, September 22nd. Beacon Pines Cloud Console PC, also September 22nd. Slime Rancher 2. Game preview, cloud, PC, and series consoles, September 22nd. Moon Scars, cloud console, PC on the 27th. Grounded.
So that's where we were killing Moonscars in Splatoon, weren't we? When there were Moonscars?
There was a guy named Moonscar.
Yeah.
Grounded full release, cloud console and PC, also on the 27th. Let's build a zoo.
Let's.
Cloud console and.
Is that like the movie with Matt Damon?
I was about to say, isn't that Matt?
Was it Matt Damon?
It was by Zoo.
Or Kevin James? I thought it was a Kevin James.
Pretty sure it's Matt Damon. Matt
Y'all
Damon.
both came up with Matt Damon. I'm not down, y'all.
Valheim.
You should.
Game preview. That's PC, September 29th.
That's been in preview for a while, right?
Yeah. Paw Patrol Grand Prix, cloud, console, and PC on September 30th.
Racing game. Try to win the Pup Cup.
Gonna go make sure you get all your Game Pass Ultimate perks. Talked about the hunting pack for Deathloop. Super Animal Royale Season 5.
It's not listed here, but I think there were 2 Halo packs in there too, so make sure you get those.
Probably.
Boosts that can't be used.
Creed, Odyssey.
Boost Mobile? Every time I hear Boost, I hear Boost Mobile. I'm sorry. I had to.
They're adding more touch controls to things that you probably don't want to play with touch controls.
No, Grant. Richard likes touch control.
And then we have a bunch of games leaving September 30th.
Is there any heavy hitters in there? Dirt 4, Dirt Rally, Slime Rancher, Subnautica.
Ascending.
The Complete Dirt and Subnautica.
That's
collection.
weird that they're taking off Slime Rancher and they're putting on Slime Rancher 2.
Can't have both, Brant.
The definitive version. Yeah.
Can't have both.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming the sales tactic is somebody tried one of them and then they're gonna go purchase the other one, right? That's the whole.
Yeah. All right, let's end with the 3 new titles that came to the NSO on the Sega Genesis / Mega.
These are all 3 good
son.
games.
I don't know. You tell me. I've not played Alicia Dragoon yet.
I played a little bit.
I've not played that game before. I think it is revered, though. I don't think it is a poor selection.
I was mucho surprised that the Game Arts name loaded up on there.
It was weird seeing Game Arts.
I was even more surprised when the Ganex name loaded up on there. It's like, Ganex? People made Neon Genesis? Apparently made that game as well, so.
Wow. We also got Beyond Oasis and the original Earthworm
Beyond
Jim.
Oasis is awesome.
And we already got like Earthworm Jim 2, so yeah, okay. Yeah, they added the original Earthworm.
At long last.
It's what everybody's all ever wanted.
Yeah, Beyond Oasis is awesome, and it had a Saturn sequel as well. Can't quite remember the name of that one. Damn it. It's going to bother me now.
Beyonder.
More Beyond Oasis. Yeah. Well, it was a little bit more zoomed back. Like the Beyond Oasis one had beautiful sprites on it.
It's close to Oasis. Oasis the band.
The Legend of Oasis was released for Sega Saturn in 1996. Yeah. Maybe too similar to the Genesis one, but it's definitely a pretty Saturn game.
Check it out.
Yep, highly recommend that one.
All right. Yeah, that was all the news.
All right, Cesar, it's time for us to bitch about Splatoon. So Cesar finally got me on the Splatoon train. We tried that one out earlier today, as a matter of fact. I had already done just like he was mentioning before, you have to create your character and then do like a first little tutorial level thing, which is really fast. Mm-hmm. But then once you go online, you've got to do a turf war. So you have to do an initial turf war before you can play with friends. The system so the game plays out like Splatoon 2 did, where you have like a hub area and then you have shops for your weapons. You've got an elevator up to the battles and different things you can queue up in that elevator. So Cesar's been enjoying these modes. I'm sure he's going to elaborate on them, but he was trying to add me to those. But you have to be level 10. So it was he and I doing turf war for an hour's worth.
Anarchy modes is what I think they call them, right? Anarchy.
No. Mm-hmm. And you have to go in. Once you're in there, you still have to go. Like, I can see that you're online, but that doesn't mean anything. You have to change your selection to turf war with friends. You can't just boot into it from turf war. You have to select with the D-pad, which is like hidden way down in the bottom of the screen. It's man, this whole thing was Nintendo through and through. And because they don't have a unified online like voice chat and all that kind of stuff, we're both literally playing. Cesar, were you on your TV? We're literally playing on our TVs with an AirPod. I had an AirPod in my ear for voice chat with Cesar.
As did I.
Which it worked. It sucks that it had to come to that because, you know, I'm sure there's people we play with online. We don't really need their phone number or anything. We got other ways of reaching them, but we made it work. And that game is good. That game is Splatoon. It's so much fun, man. Even I think Cesar, you summed it up best in that text. You were like, the shitty matches you're out of fast. The good matches you dominate, and you're out of that fast, and you're on to the next one. And I didn't really. There's not that feeling like maybe with Halo. There's not that feeling of, damn it, like after a ass whooping or.
Unless there's a bucket.
Yeah, fuck that bucket. Give it.
And he keeps following you.
That, or like you said with Halo, where we're not gonna win that match, but we got like another freaking 15 minutes we gotta endure.
Because they're not really showing you and would that make Halo more interesting if they had a round where it was like, first to 100, you don't know where you're at, you don't know the number, kind of like the turf war? Because there's some turf wars where we thought we were really kicking their asses, and we ended up losing, and then there was a couple where we thought they were handing us our asses, and we ended up winning that one.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like you said, the whole brand on that first beginning thing, because they expect you to get to level 10, like you mentioned before we get to Anarchy.
Which
and
I got to.
I guess their way
I got
of,
to 5 in an hour. So it's not going to take long. And thank you to Cesar for the double boost thing. So we've got to do.
Brant, I'm saving some double boost for you, man, whenever you jump on.
Okay, cool.
So we can get you
And
level
Brant,
10
the whole
quickly.
party gets it. So when he queues it up, whatever it is, we all get it going through the multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Because I think within an hour, Richard got to level 6, right? You were level 6 when you quit for the day?
Did I get to 6 or I'm at like 5.5? I might have gotten to 6.
I think we stopped at 6 because we did one more till you got to 6.
I did get to 6. In an hour. I hadn't played a single online match until going through that tutorial and starting that queue today.
So, like, they expect you to do that, just that, like Richard said, that turf war, where the whole point of the game is to paint as much of the area as that map as you can. I mean, that's not have changed at all from any other Splatoon games.
Turf war is pretty standard. That's the, like, de facto Splatoon mode. And here I am, brand new. I've got the basic little pop gun thing, and I'm getting murdered by these, like, snipers and buckets and fucking rollers and everything else.
I hate the snipers, man. I do hate some snipers.
I do work with the roller. I'm pretty excited to have unlocked that. I haven't used it yet in battle, but I love that. I love painting. I love Splatoon to paint. I'll kill somebody if they get in my zone. Yeah. I'm there to fucking paint walls, ramps, ceilings, anything I can get my hands on. I'm painting that shit, and then I'm squidding back through to reload my gun, and then I love that loop. It's very satisfying to paint those different. Mm-hmm. Yep. And my kids haven't seen this yet, but I know one of them is just gonna go bonkers for the paint on Turf War. So we'll see how that goes.
The one thing my son was just talking about over dinner was how him and a friend are playing now, and they're, I don't know which battle mode they're
he's on it?
in.
You gave it to him?
There's only
okay.
Yeah. But there's he said there's only like 2 maps that this map or this game mode goes through, and he goes, they kept getting the same map over and over and over and over. So
the maps change every hour. You get the Splatoon broadcast with your big guy in there.
I love big guy. Have you seen the big man array?
It's cool.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So they'll give you the update every hour. So like there's matches I've done when the Anarchy series, and they'll kick me out at every hour, and I hate that shit. Like, oh, new maps updated. And so they'll come up and tell you like, all right, these are the new maps. So you get 2 new maps every hour. So you have the Turf War,
so awesome.
And I think when I got to level 10, you unlock the Anarchy battle system. So in the Anarchy battle system, there's a series, and then there's a single play one. So this is what I was explaining to Richard. When they switch every hour, so like the first hour I think I did on the Anarchy series, and the whole point of the series is that you play 5 matches. If you lose 3 of the 5, you're out. They want you to win 5 matches. If you lose 3, you lose the series. It's kind of like the weird. As Richard's familiar with that because it's like very baseball terms. You want to win the series. So if you lose 3, you lose the series.
Best of 3, yeah.
But so the modes on that one is what I told Richard was one's like land grab. They put one piece of land in the middle of the map, and everybody has to paint it and keep it painted. So whoever has the most paint, that team starts winning, and it starts doing a countdown. And it's a race to whoever gets down to 0 to win. So the other team will come in there, and then they'll paint it up until kill you, and then they get it. So the words I have for it is called land grab. It's basically a land grab.
Land grab
for Splatoon, but it's only one location. So because the map's only so big. Then you have another one that's like control, like Halo's control, where you have certain points on the map, and it's like they're all connected to like a dot that goes from your area all the way to the enemy's area, and you have to paint those dots, and you have to have full control of that whole line to get points. So it's like you have to go in there and start murdering people on that side and get that line lined up so you can start getting points. If they murder you immediately, then and they paint it over there, then it stops. You start the points you can't get anymore. Then the single series is what I told Richard is it's like an oddball. You have to collect clams and football, and whoever holds the clams the longest and gets the most points wins. It's like their version of oddball. So far, it's everything I've done on Splatoon now. That only unlocks when you get to the Anarchy series when you get to level 10, so you got to get to level 10.
Can you shoot?
So
Can you shoot with the oddball in this one, or are you just the carrier?
You can shoot with oddball.
Interesting.
Because they show them in a circle around you. And the problem is, like, they broadcast how many you have. So I'm sitting there because it's not just like one oddball. So I can get up to like 5 different clams and get even more points quickly. So the problem is when you go around the map and under the paint, they can see you there because they'll see your outline of what you have. So when you have like 6 or 7, everybody in that fucking opposite team's coming for your ass. So,
where do you have to take? Do you have to take it back to base, or is there a basket, or like where does it?
It's as long as you can hold it. There's a basket that you can shoot the footballs because if you get enough, you can shoot a football through a basket.
Okay.
And then, but you got to hold on to them as much as you can. It's really interesting. I don't know if there's a way that you have to kind of play it to see it. It's very.
But it still has like oddball bones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I've already went through the single player campaign and beat it. That's probably that is their best single player campaign I ever played. And I told Richard, I was telling you, it's Dreamcast as fuck. It's a very Sega-esque
That
game.
whole franchise has been since it came out.
Story.
Yeah.
It is out there. It's crazy. It's very good. It's not very Nintendo. Probably if it was Nintendo, probably would have been like the weird age where Nintendo was doing weird things in GameCube. This would have been like a GameCube game.
Yeah.
Thing. Every level on that, it's like there's a world map, and you have 6 different areas as you go through the story. Each level is a different puzzle. So it's like as you go through the levels, you have to either beat an enemy or traverse this area with different powers or use a special over here. It's ways to help you play the game, but you have to solve those levels as a puzzle to get to the end of it. It's like you got to beat those people, and there's like some of the like mazes that they go. You got to paint and climb up the maze walls and go to different areas this way. And it's like there's different ways to compete it, but it's like a puzzler type thing. So,
but a great campaign.
It's very, very good. The story's good too. I mean, if you guys get a chance to play it, it's probably one of the best they did. Splatoon 2 was not that bad, but this I think they nailed on the third one. They got a good single player. The multiplayer has been very cleaned up and it's very well. I like the different modes in there.
Shit, I'm having fun with just Turf War.
Splatfest is coming up soon, so don't forget to pick your team.
Did you?
I think we got another couple.
Did you pick one?
I did Team Gear, which a lot of people. I took some pictures because I wanted to send it to you, Richard. It's like everybody's they're doing snake photos and their drawings. Team Gear.
I picked food. Does that mean during the Splatfest we can't play together?
It's you just play for your team. That's it. Yeah, so we'll be opposite teams because when the Splatfest is different. So this is the one where they kind of advertise on all the directs.
Yeah.
This is this is the 3-1. It's like 1 v1. This is like 3 teams going at it. So this doesn't happen often. Before the other Splatfest has always been 1v1. So
they're normally just 2 teams.
The first one.
Yeah.
3 teams. Yeah. I guess that's everything for Splatoon 2. You want to keep going with yours? I can keep going with mine. It's up to you.
Yeah, I played some. We played a mix of Infinite and Old Man Halo.
Or Splatoon 3.
Of what?
No, I said Splatoon 2. I meant Splatoon 3. I'm doing that same thing again too, where I was talking about it. You're like Splatoon 2. It's like you talking about 2 or 3?
Yeah.
My bad.
Mix of Halo, Old Man Halo. Do we have anything crazy go on?
I don't think I played any Old Man Halo with you. I think that was mostly you and friend of the show.
I've got a
Russell.
clip I'm gonna publish where it was lunch. We call it lunch kits. It was muskets on Chillron, so it's like our favorite mode and our favorite map. I shotgunned this guy. We're coming around the corner. You see it go off, and then he kills me right after that. And I'm looking at the clip. I even played it back. I'm like, what the hell is this? Oh, the cheater.
The cheater. That's what you're telling me about. Yeah, the cheater.
We had a cheater Monday, Brant. We were trying to get you on there. So it's Russell and I. We finished the yappening. Has everybody finished the yappening? This Halo event where you get the Usagi at the end. You get the rabbit.
Usagi.
So we're done with that. I'm like, all right, we wrapped that up. Let's try something else. So we dropped back to do some Tactical Slayer. And it gave us pistols, Brant's favorite weapon on Halo Infinite. And it gave us, it was like Power Grid or something. It's the one with there's like a turbine off to the side, and then you can drop down underneath. And then there's a hangar on one end and a tower on the other end. Like, we try to hold the hangar on both sides. This guy starts going off, girl, I don't know who it is. This character starts going off on us, right? And me and Russell are on the voice chat. We're in the team chat, so we don't know about these other two guys. And this person is mopping us up. If they even, like, you never even see them. So you just get dropped from the pistol, and you hear the pistol shooting, like, and then when they kill you, they come up on you and shoot you with the pistol. And so we're not even 45 seconds into the match, and the team chat thing pops up in the top corner, and it's one of me and Russell's teammates, and he's like, this guy's cheating, right? So there we are in the chat. Yeah, something's going on here. And I think they died 3 times. They went like 39-3 or something like that. And I got one of the 3 kills on them. I guess they were going the other direction or something. But we agreed with them in the chat. And then the other rando spoke up and was like, something's not right here. This isn't right. And it actually ended up being a real good, like, random chat with these people. And then we all 4 reported them. I've actually got it saved. I've got it saved in the theater. I should pull that up in the theater and stream it and watch this person and shame them publicly. Because it was just like, it was unbelievable. It was
just recorded at Bungie at Sony.
Yeah, the whole clip, man. Oh my god, this person cheated. It was absolutely insane. But it was fun. We got mopped up. I think the total was like 50-29 or something. But it was fun just hitting it off with the randos and them being like, something's not right here. They recognized something was off too.
It's like everybody's like looking at, everybody's in the same room like that. You know, that acknowledgement when something was wrong. Everybody's like, they're like,
yeah, we all know. We all know what's up here, and we've thought people were boosted or aimbot or I don't know. They were some Boost Mobile. We thought they had something else going on. This is the most like clear and obvious example I've ever seen. It was unbelievable.
It's night and day, not even close. Like, there's no way it could be like, maybe it's a fluke.
Nope. That's like I don't know if it's tool assisted. I don't know what they're doing to
like
pull off
one, and no matter whether they're shooting across the map, the bullet's flying and going and hitting you.
And you die, like when you die in Halo Infinite, you'll see the person that killed you, like you see a brief snippet of like where they are and that kind of stuff. He's nowhere near you. He's underneath. He's behind a bridge. He's nowhere close. You just dropped. He killed you with the pistol.
Almost forgot Brand, me and Richard figured out how to teabag people in Splatoon.
That is right. Yes, we're now.
We were the only ones doing it. Nobody else was doing it to us. We were teabagging everybody.
We are Splatoon teabaggers. Their body's there for a brief second. You just jump up and out of the ink like with your squids bagging the hell out of them.
They know what's happening. They know what's happening.
They played enough Halo. They know what's going on. We also, I guess, did I touch on anything? Oh, Cesar, we had our immaculate run of Battlefield 2042. So we've been fucking around talking about playing Battlefield.
Hey, we've been playing a lot of multiplayer games, man. What the hell, dude? Damn it, Brant, where are you, buddy?
We've turned into our worst nightmares.
Hey, I asked Saturday night about Halo.
Another Saturday night?
Richard
I was
fell
out.
on us.
And then, did nobody play?
No, I went to bed. I think for whatever reason, I fell asleep early or something like that. I don't even think I was on.
Brant's finally available and we ghosted him.
I looked, yeah.
I don't even think Renee usually hits me up like, y'all playing tonight? He didn't even hit me up, so I don't even think he was on. So.
And then I literally, there was an appointment that I had to keep at 1 o'clock Monday. So I was like,
nope, not staying up for this one.
Unfortunately, no lunch.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's why. It's like, damn it.
I was gonna say I could.
Damn, you getting healthy at the doctor.
Oh no, it wasn't for me. It was.
You could have been.
Damn you, keeping those animals alive.
You could have been shot up by the cheater too, Brant. You didn't miss anything.
Could have told your animal like you have the same chances as me and just never take it to the doctor.
So Cesar and I get into a Battlefield 2042 match, and I spawn.
It was too easy.
I spawned in a vehicle, and you came and ran into the vehicle, right?
I was in a tank, remember? And I was like, let me get out and jump in the vehicle, and they had all the randos jump in the tank after.
I was like, we're new to this.
They made us choose a vehicle. Me and you chose a different vehicle. Like, it came up and like, it's like it's making us choose a vehicle for whatever.
It did, and then everybody else around us is on foot, and they start taking off. So I'm like, Cesar, let's Battlefield. Let's go take out a couple bases, right? Of course, we run into some people. We're murdering everybody. We're going off. We're like, I'm like, what is happening? And then we ended up like,
except for the helicopter guy, man. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, but he was very passively pursuing us. It was not a
whatever, man. That helicopter AI was like very direct. I was like, I was red all the time.
So we pull up next to one of the banners. We're taking a zone, and then like all of our teammates are around us, like they're trying to take the zone with us, and Cesar sees one of their names, and it's got AI at the back of it. So then we drive to another one, we see another one that says AI in the back of it. It's like, we're dominating these bots in there. We never died.
How do we get in the room full of bots? I don't get that.
We never died. Both of us got like 30 kills in the vehicle. We had a perfect round of Battlefield. We got out of it, and it's like all these achievements are going off.
I thought it was funny because we found out that Boosh was online and we started playing Halo, and then Russell got mad. Like, I thought we were playing Battlefield. He was like, we were waiting for you.
Yeah, Russell ghosted us for the start of Battlefield, so we pivoted to Halo because we had an extra person on there.
He was doing a bathroom remodel. He was mad at the toilet.
Oh, we had some Apex rounds. We roped Jeremy into Apex. We had second place we got to? You and I got second place in duos.
No, it was you and Jeremy because I died early.
Okay, but you were there.
Yeah.
No,
I watched
me
it.
and you died when the guy was on the ceiling of that building and you chucked a grenade up there, and then we never could run around and separate. They just jumped down and killed both of us.
Oh,
remember
God.
that?
I can't remember. I died so much in Apex.
Which Apex death? Describe which Apex death. All right, I've gone on for a while. I'm going to wrap it up. I finally, Arcade 1-Up makes those. They make arcade cabinets. They make the cocktail cabinets. They've got risers, stools. They've kind of jumped into that. They own that, I guess, at this point for affordable in-home arcade type stuff. Do what?
It was an experiment for a while, but
they're still making them. So. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I was about to say they were like more affordable cabinets, and now they're just about as damn expensive as getting an actual
cabinet. One. So I don't remember ordering it. That to probably tell you how that weekend before that went. Anyways, and I paid way less than retail from what I discovered, but all of a sudden I get a shipping notice for the Pac-Man. It's the Pac-Man Black Series arcade cocktail one. It's the tabletop style. They call it Black Series Head to Head, and it's got Mappy, which is one of Cesar's favorites.
Yeah, I like those.
Greatest of all mounts.
Pac-Man super
better than Mickey.
The kids really want you to teach them. The kids want you to teach them how to play Mappy. I do not know. I have no clue
Mappy,
what's
I'm
happening.
Good at Mappy.
It's got Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, Rally X, New Rally X, Tower of Draga.
I'm glad they put Rally X and the new Rally X on that bitch, man. They're confident.
They are. Both the Rally X is unbelievable.
What about Knights of Tower of Dragula or whatever?
Yeah, it's on there. Yeah.
Is it really? That's a good one. Yeah.
Galaga.
Mappy.
It has Galaga and Pac-Man, which are two of my favorites. Even though I prefer Miss Pac-Man, that's been a weird. Have y'all seen that licensing thing? The licensing stuff is weird with that one. Pac-Mom.
Yeah, it's like, what was it, MIT students own the license or some shit like that?
It's like the at-games people. It's the real bad.
What?
So, I read that story. I somehow got lost on the thread. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but there's a thing on Wikipedia that goes into the details. It's like Miss Pac-Man was created from like a bunch of students in MIT based off Pac-Man with the permission from Namco, and they somehow owned that license. But Namco always paid for the licensing. But when they were doing like that home bullshit, like at games, came out and just bought the exclusive rights to it,
and they're sitting on it.
And never offered it to Namco, and just basically did a middle finger to Namco.
So like Brant, and I think if you play that new Pac-Man World repack game, like that shows all his family in the start of it, it's Pac-Mom.
I know they took. Yeah, I know they took Miss Pac-Man.
But before, I think they owned that license for a while, and they were playing nice because they were doing like those handheld systems and still using the Namco name on there for the Miss Pac-Man. But all of a sudden, I guess like Namco just got it like, yeah, fuck that, and they shut the bird because like they just like you mentioned, like anything they've been doing now, they've just been renaming it Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Even though
Pac-Man.
I don't know, even though they come out with those TV-based stuff where it's still Pac-Man on the Miss Pac-Man for the Miss Pac-Man stuff, so it's weird. I don't know what's going on with that fucking license. It's like we're one-way street with them.
Yeah, it's like they're hosing them for no reason. The cabinet plays really well. It sounds great. Assembly took like 30 minutes. It looks really, really good. It's an awesome piece. I just got to figure out exactly where I want to put it. But
in Brent's house.
Brent would.
He says you can come over.
Brent would take a cocktail. Yeah, I mean that's gonna be. I'm sure it's gonna be something. It's gonna go in my bar area over there. So I think that'll be the right place for it. I'm gonna keep a lookout for stools, and if y'all don't mind, if you see some crazy deal, because they're way expensive. I think I had only seen them when they dropped to like 30 or 40, like the Ninja Turtles one. There's a Blitz one. Of course, I'd love to have a Blitz arcade stool because I actually have a Blitz cabinet that doesn't work, but it's really cool. The kids are digging it big time. It sounds great. The stick moves pretty well. It's not, to me, I'm like super picky about it. It doesn't seem like it's moving right. I'm sure it's fine. I'm blaming my Galaga missed shots on the on the stick. Damn this stick.
Not your skills is always the hardware.
Yep. It's never me. There's a couple options. You can add like infinite lives. You can go into each ROM, I guess, that's on the main menu and add like infinite lives. The 2-player thing on that is really cool in the head-to-head mode because like they were playing Mappy, right? So when one of them died, the LCD just like flips. So that's the image is just for the next person, and then the other person's waiting on their turn. So I've really got to dive in because now they've done the 2-player thing. I've really got to dive in and see what on there supports like the 2-player flipping where they can stay on each side. Galaga's really good. Oh, the other options, you can turn off like pixel smoothing. So it came with like this pixel smoothing smear thing on LCD, which these should be played on a CRT, but with these type of games, I don't think it's too awful. Pac-Man looks fine. There's no ghosting on the LCD that they ship with it, so there's no real noticeable lag or issues. It's got a pretty good balanced screen that they put on it. LCD, LED, I'm not sure what it shipped with, but there's no ghosting in Pac-Man. I see what you did there. You see what you did there. But those are the games I interacted with this past week. It was actually pretty substantial for once.
Okay,
I need some more water. So I start telling about the buckets in Splatoon.
No, we already talked about
Fuck
Splatoon,
the buckets.
Man. I mean, the Bucket Man massacred you. Sniper massacred me.
What else you been playing?
Sent a photo of you guys. I fired up 13. They came out with that remake of the remake of the original.
Yeah.
I don't know. You played the original one on PS2, GameCube, Xbox?
I had not played the original, but I've seen some comparisons and know the whole debacle behind that remake.
Yes, I mean I don't know what to compare it to. I've had to go back and do like you did and go to YouTube and like, all right, I don't even know what the original is because I never played it. I always hear good things about it, and I think I own a copy of it on PS2 somewhere. I just never got to it. But they had original studio came out and did a poor man's remake of it. And then they had they were going to rebuild it, but they took it away from them and gave it to another studio who remade it and put this on PS5 and Switch. I didn't play the Switch version, so I'm not sure how it is. I bought a PS4 copy. I think it was like a limited edition steelbook one that was on Amazon when they were like fire selling those things. Like it was on Amazon warehouse for like used for like $650 or something like that, and I bought one. So, it came with like I popped the disc in there. It came with the update for the PS4 one where they redid the game. I've noticed that there's a digital upgrade. It's not free though. To get the PS5, I think the PS5 version is digital only, and it's $40. But you can pay $10 for the upgrade. And I said, fuck it. I did the upgrade and got paid the $10. I said, why not? I mean, that's $16 total for 2 different generation versions of the same fucking game of a game that came out 2 generations before. But I don't know, man. I've never played 13. You played 13, Richard? I never played 13.
I played a little bit of it on like a demo disc or something for like PS2 or Xbox or something. I never got into it or got very far. I know this one was kind of panned on release as being way different and Just not really respecting that source material.
That's what I was telling Brian. I had to go back and watch YouTube videos comparing it because I'm playing this remaster of the remake. And I mean it looks better compared to the videos on there because it was like a dead world on the other one. It's like they put a filter on it. They didn't really redid the graphics engine. They kind of like put like a filter, like a lens filter.
Really?
Make it closer to the original. Like a lot of the original artwork's in there. It does seem to miss that sense of style in there. The original one, I mean, the one that came out on PS4 before this remake, it was weird because they had locked it down to 3 weapons. You can only hold 3 weapons at a time. You had to throw away the other ones. Like now, you can pick up any weapon and hold them at all, which I think that was on the original one.
Why was that changed though? That's such a weird design change.
I don't know, man, because I've only played like an hour of it just to see what it was, and I mean, it plays fine. I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. I think my biggest complaint is that there's not really, for a first-person shooter, you know how most first-person shooters, you always have like this reticle to aim and shoot if you want to shoot from the hip. Like, that didn't have it. It's like I have to like zoom in with the left trigger and then shoot, which adds like an extra 5 seconds for me because I'm slow.
I don't think the original one had aim down sights. I think it was because it came from the era of like Halo and Medal of Honor Frontline.
That's the weirdest part for me. But outside of that, everything plays pretty smooth compared to the complaints from the other one. So like I said, I haven't gotten that far into it. I was like I told Brian, I bought that game for like $6.50 off Amazon warehouse.
Not bad.
And it was a sealed copy in the steelbook. So it was like they were just fire selling them. So I put like an hour or two in that, just fucking around with that. And we talked about it earlier before the show, before we recorded. We all bought a copy of Babylon's Fall to be part of history. History that will die in February, kind of like Mario did 2 years ago in March. But
Kirby did last month.
Yeah, Kirby's dead. Kirby's orchestra died 2 weeks later. But it's like an hour, and we talked about it. It's like an hour. You have to get through there. You have to create your Square Enix account, do your create a character bullshit, and then get through whatever story mode on there. And it looks like a watercolor painting. The graphics are weird because it looks like like Bob Ross did the graphics for this game.
Okay.
On a canvas. That's what it looks like to me. But it's kind of my shit because it does play like Bayonetta. Like I can dodge stuff, and it does that bullet wish time stuff where it just kind of freezes time, and I can get around the guy and start attacking him. And I was like, I kind of like this, even though it's a little bit slower.
Yeah.
But then it's like any other dungeon crawler where you have strong attack, light attack, and then you have like a super special. It's like that same bullshit they have in every like Destiny's thing or whatever. So, but It's like that. So like I said, I got to the point where it's open world. I can take missions now. I'm just waiting on you motherfuckers. So it's me and 16 other people.
Get in here.
I'm waiting for you two, so it could be 18. So 18 people playing this game, and we're all just jumping around the world map. It's like, yeah, we're dumb enough to buy this shit and play it. Look at us now.
It's not bad though.
It's pretty good. I'm digging it. You two bastards came out there and were like, download Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I was the only one playing it by myself until like 2 in the morning.
What do you think?
It's pretty good, man. I spent 2 hours, leveled up to level 6, and leveled up my weapons to level 2, and started unlocking attachments. So I don't know if that progress carries over until the game releases, but I'm leveling up. It's that same dopamine we get from Halo Battle Pass. It starts unlocking maps and abilities, and I'm like, okay, cool. I played each mode once. I went through there. I did team deathmatch. Since normally we guys play together in like a party chat, so this one actually just played in the regular chat with the other guys on there. So on my team,
how was that?
There was a guy with a dead fire alarm battery because it would chirp every.
I hate that.
Nonstop. And it's like ding, ding, the whole time, and it was not bad. It's pretty good, and all they would say the whole fucking time was good shit. Every time I kill someone, good shit, man. Good shit. Good shit. That's some good shit, man. That's all that came out from that match was good shit. And I'm going around with like, good shit, man. Good shit. That's good shit, man. I remember I killed somebody and I had the last kill, and they were like, damn, Zero. Good shit. I was like, it's like, what the fuck's happening, man? So, because I sat there and murdered the guy, and then I started murdering my own teammate. He's like, damn, Zero. Good shit. It was pretty entertaining,
That's
man.
So awesome.
About to say that goes back live Friday.
I think it's tomorrow.
I think it's tomorrow.
Thursday, Friday. Yeah.
Is it Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, I'll probably be trying that tomorrow night. It's open. Oh, it's
I'll
all platforms tomorrow. So Xbox, PlayStation, PC. I think it's everybody.
So when you load up, it's like Battlefield. You know, when it shows the icon who you're playing with, because like this is a PlayStation exclusive beta, so everybody on my team had the PlayStation icon. But I'm assuming when the cross beta happens, it shows like Xbox is going to show their icon on there. The bullshit is I had to log in my Activision Call of Duty account, and it swore to God it wanted me to do two-form authentication, and I had to sit there and go there and figure out what my password was. Said all that shit.
I gotta find that between now and tomorrow.
That took me like 30 minutes because I had to go on a PC because it would not fucking go through on my mobile phone for whatever reason, and I finally got that done. I just did it on PC and said, fuck this. The next one I did was Domination, which was capturing you hold 3 flags to earn game points for your team. So I did that one. Like I said, I went through each mode. Did Domination. That one was cool. The one that Richard was talking about, Prisoner Rescue, I did that as well. That one somehow ended up on my team was everybody who was from Brazil, and they all speak Portuguese. So I had no idea what the fuck was going on because I just catch some of the Spanish words in there mixed with the French words, Portuguese. But they would normally not revive me. So the whole point of that thing on there is so as people are downed, and it's like 6 versus 6, and they know I suck, they would just wouldn't revive me. They'll just see me over, and then of course like, now that guy sucks, I'm going to waste my time.
They would leave you alone?
Sometimes they'll do it if they're close by, but they wouldn't go out their way to save me. So there's 2 prisoners on the map, and they're like blindfolded and gagged.
Are they players
or whatever.
Or NPCs?
NPCs. So you have the opposing team. There's one team that has to save them, and then the opposing team has to kidnap them and just drag them out there. Yeah. So that's the whole point. It's like, and it's a game of numbers. So that's all it is. It's like you try to kill as many people as you can, and they're down. There was some matches we had was like 1v6, and we knew we were gonna lose. I was like, at that point, I was like, there's no way. Like, that guy could not. There was one guy that just kept fucking jumping on the dumpster and just try to murder people from there, and you just always die. Like, every time we start the match, I have to pick him up because I would just wait by the dumpster because I knew he was going to die there. Because he just sat there and, like, boo, 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 and die, and I had to go, and then pick him up, and then he'd get off and start doing shit. I was like, we did this every match. I was like, holy shit. Like, I'm the only one that had to bring his ass back, but neither here or there. I was Prisoner Rescue.
You get points for, you got points for revving him, right? For bringing him back?
Yeah. We did Knockout, which was a lot of fun, which I guess is like Payday, almost like. So there's a bag of money in the map, and it's kind of like terrorists versus counter-terrorists, like in CSO, which there's a mode of that in there too. But like there's a bag of money on there, and so each team is the same thing. You can revive people. It's like 6 versus 6. There's one team that has to protect the money, and there's one team that has to steal it. And then like it's 90% of the time it's like somebody's grabbing the bag and trying to hold it for a minute, running around corners, and everybody's just trying to protect them. Did Knockout, did Search and Destroy, which is the one that's like planting bombs.
I've done that one. I did that one on Modern Warfare. I remember that.
Yeah. So that's all that is. There's 2 bomb points, and that's like the CSL Go type shit. It's 2 bomb points. You just got to plant a bomb and try to win it at the end. And I think the other mode I did, what they unlocked that day or the day before recently, it wasn't over that weekend, was the 3rd-person mode, which was interesting. So it was like doing like Gears where I could see my character running around, and then when you aim down the sights, and that wasn't too bad. So if you don't like doing first person, I think the 3rd-person.
Are they trying to lean into that? Like, is that a big feature that they're advertising?
I think that's something. One? I think they're just trying to get other people in there that maybe don't like first-person shooters, and like maybe some of these action gamers might have it. There's a 3rd-person mode. It works. It does. It zooms over the shoulder type thing, kind of like Resident Evil 4. It works.
It felt good. Did it still feel like Call of Duty?
I didn't hate it.
Yeah,
I didn't hate it. It was pretty good. So, I put about 2 hours in there. It's about 1 or 2 in the morning. But, yeah, my favorite crew was the good shit crew, man. Everybody was like, good shit, man. Good shit. Good shit.
Good shit. What was your favorite mode out of all those? The prisoner one?
I
like the tactical sounding, like
no revives. I don't think I played with a good team in the prisoner one because we didn't really have good communication. Yeah. So that one I didn't remember fondly.
Right.
Probably the Search and Destroy was more fondly remembered for me because anybody who did have mics were going around and talking like, all right, I'm over here.
Right.
And I was waiting to get called out at the end of every match like, man, this fucker sucks. But nobody did it. So I was waiting for it. I was like, come on, man.
You thought they were coming for you.
But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun, man. I put a couple of hours into it, and I was thinking about it the other day. I mean, I could go back in there and play it again. It's a lot of fun. So, yep, that's it, Brent. It's all yours.
And Deadass, if you want me to dress up and
that was funny. That picture was amazing.
I will.
Yeah, that was really good.
I I did that when the original Modern Warfare 2 released.
Really?
I was like at the midnight release and dressed.
Friend of the show, Russell, went with my cousin, friend of the show, Mills, and they got it at midnight too. I know that was a huge launch. That was massive.
Oh yeah, it was. Let's see.
What'd you get into, Brant?
I talked. Like I said, I booted up VR. Popped in Iron Man VR. I did a couple of chapters. Pretty good. Starts you off kind of like early Iron Man. He had just gone through his life change. You know, he'd gotten kidnapped. He'd built the first Iron Man suit, came back, and it starts off with him kind of closing the chapter of Stark Industries is done making weapons. And then like he shuts down all the weapons, blows up a couple like little extra like drones that they had, and then it jumps. There's a time jump to a few years later, and then all of a sudden you're on a plane and you get attacked by Stark drones, but they're modified. And he's like, we don't make those drones anymore.
That kicks off the story.
There's something
nice.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It has you stay in one place. There's not a lot of moving around. You can completely turn 180. You can either just turn around yourself and look any direction, or use a couple of those face buttons to turn like a I don't know, maybe 15 degrees ish, where it'll
does it quick snap, or does it slowly take you to quick snaps?
It just quick boop. Yeah, it quickly fades to black and boom, like you're already there. Like it just kind of fades and transitions into the snap of the angle, the new angle. You've got your triggers on the motion controls are for your thrusters, and you have to like put them down by your side, or you move them around depending on how you want to fly. Like if you want to fly lower, you put them above your head, or left, right to move
intuitive. Okay.
No, Brant, just think about it. They remaster it, and you can just use your eyes to do that shit.
I know, right? Then there's the main button in the middle, the big button on those motion, the move controls.
Oof. They have gotten their use out of that technology.
That is like your repulsor, your main weapon. So you just hold it straight out, and just press that button, and you can do it multiple times, but it can overheat, so you just have to watch that. And then eventually you get to a point where you can add weapons, and like I got to the first upgrade they give you is smart missiles, and so you upgrade, you buy them because you get like these little points, and you can just buy these upgrades. You equip.
Brand, did you beat the game?
No, I've only gone through a few chapters. And actually how you do those is you put your hand out in front of you and you kind of turn your wrist down, and that downward motion, I guess, will it registers in the game, and the missiles like pop out of your gauntlet, and then you can target things, and it'll do multiple targets, and then you press the main button.
No, Brand, you're selling me on this PSVR 2 technology. That's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work when I could just do this.
It sounds like, is it like Panzer Dragoon targeting in VR, kind of that way, where you select the multiple times and then release the...
Mm-hmm. And there's other things you can do, like they do a tutorial where you can do like a punch where you just charge, you press, I think it was X, press and hold X, it charges, and then you just kind of like punch with your hand, and you do like a lunging punch, or if you hover above an area, you can press and hold X and look down at the ground, and you can do a ground pound attack.
It's all about pounding that ground, man.
So it's I'm surprised I slept on it this long.
I mean, I got a copy too, man. I mean, I might need to
I
get
got
on there
one
eventually.
and bought my brother one.
It's actually
I've
pretty
paid for
good.
2. Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's just that's the thing with the PSVR was always hooking up the little
Dude,
The freaking
the
box.
module, and then
Dude, it's a fucking
unwrapping the
fucking nightmare because like
plugging everything
even
in.
if you put it on PS5, I noticed when I do it on my PS5, it caps my PS5 can't go past 1080p on my TV because that fucking module box.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it passes
I
through
hate it,
1080p HD.
It's stuck on that. Yeah.
Oh man.
Now, and the headset is great. It'll do like 2K, man. But it's.
Yeah.
I don't know that rumor that PSVR 2 guy says like all those like a lot of those PSVR games are getting remade. I'm just gonna hope out that the game's gonna be one of those that gets the upgrade. So.
It'd be nice if if it's not backwards compatible, if we got an upgrade SKU, that would be awesome.
Because that guy who that PSVR 2 Pro is a guy who's leaked out all those information for PSVR 2, and he's been right on everything, like the release date and when they're going to announce all the stuff.
Yeah.
He's been right on everything, and he put out a tweet like, guys, don't worry, it's a lot of those people are remaking, are remastering or upgrading those PSVR games. There's a lot. He said,
awesome.
He said I can't talk about it. He's got NDAs, but he said there's a lot. They said they're probably not talking about it because he doesn't know if it's going to all be free or not. You may have to do like a $10 upgrade SKU on some of those ones. So.
It's better than rebuying a bunch of those.
Because I would pay $10 for Moss. I'll pay $10 for Iron Man. There's certain ones I would pay for the upgrade.
Astrobot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm waiting
That's
to
the
play
other
that
thing
on
is
this.
I played that for a while. My son kind of sat off to the side, was in and out, and then after, I think I started the 3rd chapter, and I was like, okay, I gotta take a break anyway. I've been in this thing for almost an hour.
It told you to pause a game like Virtual Boy.
No, but I decided to, and I asked him. I said, hey, you wanna play something? And he's like, well, I don't know. What can we play? Can I do this? I said, no. You'll have to play something by yourself because I'm about to start. I think I was about to start cooking or something. So I started him on Astrobot rescue mission. He's like, what's that? It's like it's Astrobot. You'll love it. It's it's a platformer. The big Astrobot ship. There's like 100 little Astrobots.
Round them up.
Going through space, and then they get in a big alien comes and messes them up and scatters them all. You got to go find them. He says, okay, that sounds fun, and I put him in there. He's like, this is great.
Astrobot's a lot of fun in VR, man. That's a good ass game.
I'd say that's one of the best.
I've only
VR
played the
games
demo. I need to hook
that
mine
I
up.
played. It was so good.
I even
so
have
good.
like my PS4 and a TV off to the side. I could hook it up pretty easy, I think. Make it work.
Other than that, a couple weeks ago, I was on that kick of getting different games that I had played on PlayStation and trying them on Saturn.
Oh hell!
And I made a joke about trying to get the Saturn version of Croc Legend of the Go-Go's.
Not Rise 2, Rise of the Robots.
I found a
Working?
copy of it and burned it to a disc.
Out of your own personal collection?
Sure.
Put quotations and let's go with that.
Yep. Around sure?
But I burned it.
No, about
I
personal collection.
Burned it, I burned it at 8 times speed and put it in. It was all sorts of messed up. I tried it again at 4 times speed. It was still freaking messed up. So let me tell you the glitches I was having. Croc himself was the model of his body was there. His head was not. If I turned him, you could see the 2D plate for his eyes and nose.
Ben's drowned copy of Croc.
I could see it was the most cursed copy of Croc.
You're talking me away from the ledge. I don't want to play Croc ever again.
I could see the shadows of enemies on the ground, and some of them had 2D plates, but like the ones that were regularly on the ground were not there. So I'd literally just hear, and then
This is nightmare fuel
for no reason. Here's the best part. Any texture that is supposed to be like a moving texture. There's a couple places where there's water or lava flowing. You could kind of see them from a distance, but once you got up to them, that texture warped and just like smeared every texture in the game, and it became like a bad LSD trip.
You have to stream this Croc nightmare.
Nightmare. Oh, I broke both of those discs.
Brandon, did you beat the game?
Like never again.
No, I went. I got to the end of the first.
That's at the end of the game. You should have finished on that bullshit.
This is tired. This is terrible. I was very tired.
We could tell you said tired twice in that conversation.
I'm gonna try to find my only conclusion is it had to be the ROM was just bad.
I mean, you got it from the place we all get our stuff from, right?
Your own personal collection.
I don't know where that place is, but we all get it from there.
I don't think that they have Sega Saturn ROMs.
I mean, from your personal collection?
Oh, yeah, it's from my
That's the one I copied was from your personal collection, too. So should I look from...
Yeah.
Should I borrow from somebody else's personal collection?
We have to replace that ROM now.
Maybe. But it came from an archive that I found.
Oh.
So.
I mean, we could talk about the free archive. I downloaded a lot of stuff on there. The Library of Congress one?
Yeah.
So that's where I got all my Neo Geo CD copies.
It's a good one. There's good stuff on there.
We can talk about that one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. At some point, I might try that again if I get a wild hair. Other than that, I did download the Valkyrie
Liar
and play that.
I downloaded it as well and haven't played it.
Did you beat it?
Yeah.
It's only chapter 1, right?
It's the first chapter. There were some side missions. As far as the look goes, I wouldn't say this definitely looks like a next-gen game. In some aspects, it almost looks PS3-esque.
Oof.
There's sometimes it looks. I'm like, okay, well, this scenery looks pretty good, and then there's other times,
Brant,
I'm like, this just
it doesn't look great, but it plays pretty well though. It plays very well.
Yeah, that's one thing is the gameplay is amazing. It
plays very, very well.
Yeah.
You've got your like heavy attack, like a stabbing attack, or I guess your regular attack, your stabbing attack. You can like jump and kind of melee in the air.
As one does in every game. I do that.
There's magics that you can do, as well as summoning different companions to you, like allies. They come through. The tutorial has it because as of chapter 1, actually in chapter 1, you don't have them there, but the companions basically have an element tied to them as well. And every enemy also has an elemental weakness, and if you attack them with the specific element, it'll fill up a meter, and then it'll I forget what it calls. It basically like staggers them for a limited amount of time, where they just stand there stunned, and you can go up to them and just wail on them.
Do y'all like the action, the action-oriented parts of it?
It's
not bad. It's really not bad.
It's like Brant says, it's not the best-looking game. It looks like that. It looks like that weird.
It's a weird
PS3 to PS4 error. Like it's right there.
And it's not quite cell shading. It's almost like it's trying to be cell shading, but also 3D. And like there's some buildings and stuff that'll have those really hard dark lines on them and stuff, like on edges and things.
I gotta give this a shot.
It plays really good. It just plays.
It's I don't know if it's $60 good, but it's probably like $30. Depending how long the game is. If it's very long, I'll drop 30. If it's short, then I'll be like, fuck it, I'll be 20 or less. But
yeah, you go through that first chapter. There's eventually you can like get a different weapon, and you can change in between the different swords, and like the other sword you get, it's almost like a rapier, and it's faster.
Yeah.
It's really freaking
Stabby,
fast,
stabby.
but it doesn't do as much. Yeah, but it doesn't do as much damage. It goes through and you can upgrade. There's like attack upgrades, there's defense upgrades, and then there's just like all around skills. So you upgrade to get the double jump and more dodge and stuff like that. There's also like a grapple mechanic where there's certain ledges and things that it'll light up and just go ping, and it'll let you know you can grapple it, and you can grapple up to it. But then you can also use that grapple to zip to different enemies. So you can be wailing on this enemy, and then once you're done, it'll target another enemy, and you just press the grapple button. You just whoop, zoop right over to them and start wailing on them. There's also certain enemies that have like weak points as well as an elemental weakness. So if you like, the first thing you encounter is like a wyvern. It's like a quadruped dragon kind of thing, and if you beat up his tail enough, it breaks and he goes down.
Is that moment to moment, like zipping around and doing the melee and all that? Like, that combat is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, combat's solid.
Actually really good.
Damn, it's already downloaded. I just gotta. I sent all these demos. To my damn PS5, betas, everything.
Because what was it? The Woof, was it Woof?
I sent that one too.
Wolong.
Did anybody try that out?
I beat that one. It's pretty good. It's like mixed between it's very like a Dark Souls. I don't know how you're gonna feel about it. Very Dark Souls.
I've heard it's kind of like Dark Souls Neo, but it's more fast paced.
It is. Because I level up quickly, and you have to put enemy flag. You have to put flags at different poles to save at different areas as you go through there. But once you save, it's like Dark Souls. It resets the map, and all the enemies repopulate. And then there's like different levels for different enemies. So like I think I kept getting slaughtered by this tiger that was level 15. And I was like level 6, and I was like, I'll fuck with this later. And I never played it since. So I was like,
I'll fuck with this tiger later.
Yeah, fuck this tiger.
So yeah, that was Valkyrie Elysium demo. Definitely try it out. Because that comes out, oh my gosh, in like a week.
Next week? Yeah.
Damn.
Because Dealfield had the demo, and that comes out tomorrow.
Yeah. The last thing, I finally fucking got Klonoa. My copy.
Holy shit! Where'd you get it from?
One of my copies.
Where'd you get it from?
Play Asia.
Jesus.
Ooh.
And it got back ordered, and then if they finally
that's what happened.
Yeah, and then they finally shipped it, and then it still took about 3 weeks to get here. But I got it and one of Richard's fucking. There we go. Legend of Mana.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at that. Richard beat that game like 3 months ago. He loves that game. He beat it.
He owns like every fucking Mana game and hasn't even touched.
I am the lore master. Whatever I says happens.
You are the lore master and the page master.
But I did pop in Klonoa, and because I believe, I want to say, let's see. Actually, no, that might have been. No. It was early this year. I actually played Klonoa for the first time. It was
for the very first time.
Yeah, January.
Oh yeah, because you did go through the PS1 version, right?
Not that long ago.
There's one on your weird Game Boy Advance fetish thing.
So I am playing Klonoa. This is the Switch version. It had a pretty big update. It plays fine.
Right now.
The updated visuals are nice. They have like a pixel filter that you can turn on if you want to. And to me, it just looks like a freaking Game Boy. It makes it looks like one of the freaking Game Boy Advance games. It looks. I don't know why.
Oh yeah. I turned that on and was like, oh hell no, and turned it right back off. I was like, what is that?
I turned it on and I was on like the map screen, and I was like, oh okay, that's different. I was like, that's not too bad. And then
with the windmill, I did the title screen with the windmill, and I'm looking at it like, what the fuck?
And then I got into a level, and I'm like, oh, this looks like this looks like a fucking GBA game. Like
Worse. That's insulting to Game Boy.
It's like it's GBA, but then it's like Vaseline smeared on it.
Yeah, that's a bad look.
Brand, you meant GBA adjacent.
Yeah.
No, it's not even. It's bad. It's ugly. Did you mess with the filters at all, Cesar?
Hell no. What's wrong with
It's
y'all fools? I
ugly.
ain't even tested.
I wanted to look and see. I got in there too, like Brant did. It's bad. Do not play that way.
Nah, man. If they took the PS1 ROM and drop it in there, that's a different story. Then I'll fuck.
That's what they tried to
It's a
say.
remake like
That's
that.
what the advertising
But-
was for. Like old school filter.
Nah.
I know they didn't say PS1.
But
PlayStation Unos.
I'm on stage 4-1. So I've gone through the first 3 areas.
Brand beat the game.
Oh yeah,
I think I'm on the third world.
there's
Brand beat the game.
there's not very many stages. I can go through this and beat this. And the thing is yeah, I played this in January, and there's parts in this that I'm going through, and I'm like, where do I go again? Because like I can kind of get lost in some of these levels because some of them have those branching paths that go around.
You don't know which. If you jump, like the camera angle's all of a sudden going to be coming towards you. Glenn will be coming towards you.
You get the notification you're missing one gem somewhere. And you're like, how the fuck did I miss one? I got everything I saw.
I hope enough of these sold to warrant a new Klonoa game. I know that's what they were after.
That would
I
be
bought
awesome.
3 copies, so there you go.
Cesar supported.
I did my part. That's all. I'm not trying to be the asshole, but I'm being the asshole. I did my part.
I know I bought 2. I've just only gotten 1. So
Fuck everybody who's only bought 1. I said it. Throwing the gauntlet down.
Other than that, that's it.
Yep, it's getting late. Let's wrap it up. You guys got anything else you want to add?
No, I'm good.
No, we could be playing Splatoon 3 right this second.
Yes, if other things were happening tomorrow, I would be playing Splatoon 3 in 5 minutes. Now you got me thinking I'm going to say Splatoon 2 every time. I'm like slowing down.
I don't know why
Splatoon 3.
yeah.
That one. That's the one we're doing. Yep.
I keep fucking. I'm gonna keep making that damn mistake and keep saying Splatoon 2.
All right,
So,
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.
Adios.